All right, so welcome everyone to our second session of the MRS Speaker Series in summer 2020. I'm your student moderator today, Kyle Williamson. I'm a third year student in Dr. Herr's group. It is with great pleasure today that I introduce you to our guest speaker, Dr. Gayani Parthiraja, who is a fairly new graduate of JSNN and is currently wrapping up her first year of postdoc work with the STEPS program. So, Gayani, thank you and welcome. And I now hand it over to you.
Thank you for having me, and it's a really great pleasure to share my journey and experiences at JSNN with you, all of you today. And I know although some of you at JSNN, it's nice to see you in Zoom today.
All right. So, Gayani, first question is what led you to pursue graduate education and specifically a PhD?
Okay, so I wanted to become a professor in a university. That was my career goal. When I was a high school student, and then I thought of um, I wanted to go to academia or industry. Like I didn't know like what I'm going to do earlier. Then uh, then because my dad wanted to wanted to make me a doctor, but I wanted to do my sciences and wanted to become a doctor. Sorry, professor. Um, then I did my bachelor's in material science, and then during my undergraduate studies, so I did a course on nanotechnology, and then I was attracted towards that nanotechnology, and because my professor was really impressive with the field, and because he came from the in semiconductor industry field, and he shared his experiences and the knowledge, and then I thought that will be the ideal thing to do in my career. So then I did my master's in material science, and in my master's degree, actually, I was doing developing dimension stable anodes to detect some pesticides in water, which is a very burning problem in Sri Lanka because I came from Sri Lanka. Um, um, it's a South Asian country. So it's a very agriculture-based country and have a problem with the surface drinking water contamination due to the pesticides. So I addressed that issues. Then I went to a faculty member. I went to a very one of the main universities in Sri Lanka as a faculty member. So I joined as a lecturer over there. Then I thought I need to do my PhD in nanoscience. That's how I came here as an international student, and that motivation is the one drive me to come here. And right now I'm a postdoc in the Dean Obare's group, and working for the steps in 2022 January. So that's how that's what the thing I wanted to become, to do my nanoscience degree, and to do nanoscience and to do my PhD.
Okay. So, I'm interested so you always wanted to go into kind of academia, and then you were a lecturer for a while. Did coming to JSNN or did any of your graduate experience at JSNN help shape or change that potential career trajectory? Do you still want to be a professor, or would you more go into industry? And if it is industry, then I guess so. Like which specific? So you mentioned semiconductors. Are there others that JSNN kind of introduced you to potentially?
Mhm. So postdoctoral position is somewhat like intermediate position where you are shaping for a rapid growth, either academia or industry or a government or some other institute, research institute. So I think I'm more towards academia, but I like to see a transition from academia industry or industry to academia. So I'm looking for I started from 2020 January. It's almost 5 months. So I can see the networking and the rapid growth, and the JSNN is facilitating a lot of things. Even working with the STEP Center, it's because it's a partnering with 8 institutions. So in that way, I'm working with I'm working with different institutions, so having meetings with a lot of other universities, which is growing and expanding my network, and also my research knowledge. So I'm sharing my knowledge with others, and also I have a chance to an opportunity to find what other people are doing in the same field. So it's kind of like shaping me to my next career level, which is going to be, I'm excited for that opportunity. So I'm not specifically limited to academia or industry, but I think I'm more towards to academia.
Okay. So, in terms of, I'm trying to really figure out the best way to phrase this. So, you're an international student, and many international students face different restrictions depending on where you're coming from, which degree you're pursuing, your long-term plans and goals. And I'm wondering, you know, what were opportunities that you had here at JSNN that allowed you not necessarily to work around some of those restrictions, but to kind of gain broader perspective than just coming here and doing your plan of study and research that lets you kind of figure out, okay, well, what are other opportunities here for me?
Mhm. Yeah, so I came here in 2017 to do my PhD as an international student. So JSNN is very welcoming, and a very hosting a lot of um, instrumentation facilities, not only towards your education, even shaping your career. So I really like and enjoyed this facility, because you have the ability to um, learn your instruments, every instruments in the building, and also um, you can use your knowledge and your prior knowledge, and also you can learn new knowledges, and here staff and the faculty members, your colleagues, all are very welcoming and also supportive. That's really if you have a good environment, that's one of the main factor if you want to do something really good. So I would say JSNN is really good opportunity if someone needs to pursue a PhD, and also because they give you funding, and also the freedom to do what you want to do. So which is amazing. And also here, since we have very good, very facilitated instrumentation, so you can, whatever your opportunity is here, you can you can use the instrument by yourself. So in that training, which is a very major factor if you want to go to academia or industry, because you have that knowledge, because you are capable of doing it, and also that that experience towards to go to industry or academia is somewhat like that. If you show in your resume, that's going to be really helpful to get that position. So, and also the communication skills, the oral or written as an international student. So I'm not a native speaker, so I'm still learning English. So and so far I came here, and the opportunities in speaking center, writing center, as a graduate student. So all the facilities we can use free of charge, and also the JSN, and also having conducting some of the seminars and also some workshops to gain those skills, which is really good. So I really like this facility, and those are the things actually as an international student. So the diversity, the culture, the welcoming, everything is actually really supportive environment is really helpful here.
Okay. So you're not only, an international student, you also had your family, with you here as a graduate student. Did the environment and everything you just described help, or were there other things that helped you or that you had to learn along the way during your career here at JSNN that's prepared you, to go forward?
Yes. So as a mom and graduate student, international graduate student, so my journey is not along rose flowers. It was really hard journey. However, the support from my support from my husband and also my great mentors. So my advisors are Dr. Himal Ratnak and Dr. Daniel Her. So they were really supportive, and it's not exactly like, okay, you should not do, like, you should limit your research. In the meantime, if you have some difficulties of like because since I have a 7-year-old kid, because when I was started my PhD, he was 2.5 years old kid. So like he should go with the vaccination and those things. So and I need to find out the different facilities, though, like there are so many things I need to look for. But all those things was really I mean, the most supportive, if you have a supportive environment, as I mentioned earlier. So all those things was I could make all those things achievements and all those my dreams actually because of my support environment, and all coming from my advisors, and also from the JSNN and my my family, through my family. So I would like to thank my parents, my husband and my kid, and also my great mentors and all the staff members, and JSNN, and also Dean Obare.
Okay. So kind of a last, just kind of guided question. Um, so we have a lot of people here who are current students, but I also think we have in our audience some of our incoming students. Is there any advice you would give them, whether they be domestic or international, whether they be nanoscience and nanoengineering, about not just navigating and succeeding, but really getting the most out of their time here at JSNN as graduate students?
Sure. So I will say work intensely, but intelligently. So if you use your time effective, so it doesn't matter either you are a mom or you are international students, either you do nanoscience or nanoengineering, you can go to your dream, definitely. The time management and also the feedback coming from your advisors, you need to take it as a the effective, no other, I mean the you need to take that feedback to improve your skills further and correct your mistakes. In that way you can actually to reducing your mistakes and reducing your um, whatever your uh, things you have done earlier. So in that way you can more direct towards your target. So that's one of the thing I would say. And also I think we can, if we can approach to the correct person to talk, if you have something, okay, you are troubleshooting when you are doing your research, right? So in that way, you, if you want to solve it as soon as possible, what you need to do, approach to the correct person. And then it may be mostly your advisor or a group member or somebody you know very well, or a staff member, and then approach to that person and then talk. And maybe in that way it will be helpful for you to identify the problem, whether it's your problem or whether it's the instrumentation problem, or so how can I direct my things to do my task. So that's one of the thing I would say. And also And also, if you are really clear and open to your advisor, that's really helpful for him or her to identify your threats, your opportunities, your weaknesses, your strengths. And also hardworking all the time. That's what I'm always doing. Hardworking is somewhat you need to do, because in that way, and if you want to achieve something really really hard, definitely you need to work hard as well. So that those are the things I think, those are the key factors, as a graduate students in JSNN, in nanoscience or nanoengineering, you wanted to follow. And those are my experiences and advices I can give it to you.
Thank you, Gayani. So right now, we're going to turn it over to everyone to ask questions. Please raise your hand, and that way we can call on you, or you can type your question into the chat. And feel free, everyone.
Yeah, Carmen has a question, right?
Yes, I have a question. What other activities, I know you mentioned workshops, but I was wondering what other activities that you may have been involved in that you found were helpful to you as you went through the JSNN program, whether it's associated with JSNN or not, but specifically those that are associated with JSNN. Because I found that sometimes, you know, participating in other activities and getting to know other students from other areas and other mentors and other professors from other areas provides a lot more insight, and actually kind of helps me kind of see where everybody is and what other things are. I don't know, I'm kind of fascinated with that kind of stuff, but I was wondering if you were involved in anything and how did those things help you in your journey to where you are now?
Yeah, actually, I involve a lot of other activities here. So JSNN uh, um, was like, there was a manufacturing, JSNN manufacturing conference, nanoscience conference, which was held in 2017, 18, 19 somewhere. So I attended that one. Then I shared my research experience. That was the very first post presentation of mine, as an undergrad, as a graduate student. And then also, I participated T4 program, which is a teaching program affiliated with the UNCG. So in that way, I went to the it's an elementary school, so playing with kids, and how I introduce nanoscience to the elementary school students, which was really fun, because I really love working with kids. And that's one of the program I participated around a year. I think it's still you have the opportunity to do that kind of thing. You can choose either middle school or elementary school or high school student, and you can do the same thing, introducing nanoscience to the school level and working with teachers. It's also one of the thing you can spread the nanoscience to the community. And also there were some other exhibitions and programs here, with working with high school students. And also one of the main thing I was doing here, we had middle college students always coming into the lab, and I was always helping them and demonstrating them. I think around 4 or 5 students I worked with them. So and I synthesized with them, and I did some of the instrumentations which they can do, and those are the things actually I did at most of the time. And also I participated conferences, a lot of conferences, including MRS, ACS, um, um, Tech Connect, Innovation Conference, and also here UNCG Expo, some other local and regional conferences. So those conferences actually really helpful because you can present your research findings into your colleagues in different universities and also different experts, because you can have the opportunity to talk with the experts in the in your field as well. So in that way, actually, that's because like you really need to, as a graduate students, you really need to present your data. That's one of the way of communication and spreading your work to the out, because you need to, if you are proud of your work, definitely you need to present your things. So those are the things I have done so far as a graduate students. After that, I have done, actually, this postdoctoral experience. At that time, I was doing a lot of things, actually. I would say right now I'm a review editor in a Frontiers in Chemistry journal, and then I'm a co-editor of a book project. Actually, it's a book project in Intech Open. And also I'm in a planning committee member in a Sustainable Phosphorus Summit, which is going to be held in 3rd and 4th of November in North Carolina State University. So I want to invite you, all of you as well, if you are interested to participate that type of event. So it will be a fantastic event with it, because it's an international conference. So so people are coming from globe as well. So it will be a networking opportunity with all students, faculty from different research institutions around the world. With you can learn more diverse perspectives.
All right, thank you, Gayani. Hillary, I think your hand was raised, and then Theo.
Hi, Gayani. Thank you so much for being here. I was wondering if you would recommend a postdoc for somebody who's interested in a path other than academia. So like if they're interested in joining a national agency or something like that, or industry. So I wanted to know your opinion on that. Thanks.
Yes, I think if you are a native here, definitely you can do like, I mean, you mean by national level means, is it a national laboratory or something, or national institute, or a government? Hillary, I just want to confirm for you.
I'm not sure yet what I'm interested in.
Okay.
I was just wondering, like, if I'm not interested in the academic route, if you would still recommend a postdoc.
Okay, so either way, like, although you go to academia or industry, whatever place you are trying to do, I know, like, I was having the same problem, like, I don't know where I'm going to do, although I was already been in academia for a longer time, but because of the transition from Sri Lanka to USA, I didn't know like what I'm going to do later. So I know it's kind of like you should make that decision later, but it's fine. So, but all the things what you are doing in your PhD time, that's the one helping you to build up your resume very well. So I mean, like, you can get all the opportunities what you are going to have. So it doesn't matter. I don't think we need to filter it. Maybe you feel you are not comfortable to do it. It's fine. I think I'm trying to get all the opportunities, although I'm not comfortable of something, but having and exploring those opportunities is giving you more shaping up to any kind of academia or industry. And also I really like here because you can have a transition from academia to industry, or industry to academia. It's like, because if you are not interested to academia, and then you can have a transition. And I think it's not much harder here, because even right now the bigger industries are looking for more research experience.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Theo, you're next.
Hi, Gayani.
Hi.
Uh,
Hi, Theo.
yes. So I think my question is just a follow-up to Kai's question that he asked before about international student being, facing restriction and difficulties when it comes to that transition between being a student and entering the workforce. And so I wanted to know what was kind of like, have you faced any of that? And what type of advice would you give to, student that will be in that position soon?
Sure. So yeah, I really like to share my experiences because if I can help somebody or if I can give at least one tip, that's my pleasure. So I will tell you like try to publish more, try to write a paper, then write always try to publish your work, what you are doing in your graduate study. So because the publication is one of the most key factor if you are trying to be a citizen, and not only it is not only for being a citizen, and also because you want to choose a career as well. So it doesn't matter you go to either academia or industry, but publishing is something you can do because it's improving your writing skills as well. So, and also learning instruments because we have a great facility here. So try to learn as much as you can. So try to learn instruments in your research work, what you can do, because in that way, if you expose to different instrumentation, so in that way, you have a lot of opportunities and it's going to be broadened in your career, right? Because okay, if you're limited to some of the areas, it's going to be limited. Your opportunities are going to be limited. So I'm always trying to expand my research work and also try to use my time to learn most of the instruments and also gather knowledge, talking with my group and also my colleagues and my staff members and my advisors. So, and also your advisor is your sponsor, right? So not only your mentor, he or she is going to be your sponsor as well. So having a good relationship with them, also maybe you are getting more opportunities to like from them because they have more great network and also the opportunities are coming to them, right? So in that way, if you have more abilities, more capabilities, so then in that way they are going to pass something that they are, if something is coming to them, so they are going to pass it to you, right? Like the reviewing things, you can review the articles which your advisor is having. So in that way you are like writing your dissertation, doing your research work. Not only that, if you can review, if you can criticize the other work, is going to improve your critical thinking. So that's one way of improving your skills. So I think use your time effectively and try to learn all of the things you can do. Whatever you can do, you can do. You can try all of those things and go to conferences and expand your network as an international students, because we really need to have somebody, some people who is in the field. So in that way, definitely you are going to get there, although
Thank
it's going
you.
to be a difficult part, but you will be in, you are going to enjoy at the end. You're welcome.
Okay, Gayani, we have a couple of questions in the chat. The first one was asking about advice for networking. So you've mentioned going to conferences and things like that. And that really seems to be the biggest way as a graduate student in general for you to network. Um, so I don't know that answered Moises' question, but if it did, I guess one thing would be uh, how would you try to network here at JSNN? So you mentioned your group, but what about with other groups and other people who are outside of your group? Or did you do that? Did that help you, or do you feel it helped you?
Sure, actually, don't limit into a group. You can talk to other people, and you know, if someone is like, for example, so um, for example, so if you want to if you want to use one of the instrument and you don't know much and your group doesn't know much, but you can reach to the person who knows it better and talk. If you are in the chemistry background, but don't try to limit into the chemistry and only talk in the chemistry on and gather with the chemistry background, the people who are in the chemistry background. Try to go and um, talk to everyone, and also collaborating research work is one of the thing you can I was always trying to do that, because in that way it's giving you one of the opportunity, and also giving you the opportunity for you and also the other part as well, so other your collaborate as well. So because you are sharing your knowledge with your collaborator, and that way it's mutual helpful for both of the parties. So I mean, attending the some of the programs which we are conducting here at JSNN is one of the networking I was doing. So those are the things, and you can talk and you can attend to those. MRS is one of the actually one of the great event which the organizing committee is doing. That's a great thing. So those are the things you can do. I guess I can answer the question.
Okay, thank you. We also have another question in the chat. Um, I guess the gist would be, so if you were to do your first year graduate study again, what would you do differently? Um, Again, kind of a what if question.
So what would you do more and what would you not? Okay, I will tell this way. So I think as we are started as the first year graduate student, so always when we are doing our research, so we will do mistakes, definitely. I think learning through the mistakes is somewhat that's what I did. I learned through the mistakes. So that's really helpful because you know the mistakes. So then you know exactly, okay, then I need to avoid my mistakes. And learning through mistakes is somewhat, I think, that's more good learning curve, as that's my perspective. And I would not do I would not do like doing nothing, or like uh, doing nothing or doing something. I mean, I don't know what I would not. It's something I will say. Try to open to everything, and don't limit to some other things, and that's what I can do. I can tell, like, but I'm not regretting to any of my things what I have done, because I went through the failures as well. But I think I turned into a turning point. And even for example, you know, we went through the COVID, and people were blaming all the time about the COVID, and because we were backlogged. That's the one of the thing always we are hearing for as a reason for the delay. But I think we need to change this COVID or whatever our barriers as a blessing. So I think the COVID time. So I'm going to share one of the thing I was doing in in the COVID time. So I had to work in a limited time in the labs, right? So working in the limited time in the lab is somewhat like you are doing your research very slowly, but but what I turn into that one. So before I'm going to the lab, so what I was doing all the time, I had to plan it before I go to the lab, and I was having a goal. I'm going to accomplish this task today, and it helps me to do a proper planning, and I think that's more effective. And I was doing in the COVID was helpful before how I was planned my day before the COVID. So, and also the time you were spending that I spend in my home, what I did my analysis of my experiments, and also I did writing, and I look back what I have done and what I want to do. And also that's really helpful, because looking back and trying to find out what I want to do further, or to improve it, or whether I'm doing some mistakes, is somewhat we can do. So regrets means like, although you have some failures or some things like you don't want to see, try to think as a turning point and get more energy and try to move forward. So that was helpful. So I think that was the one leading me to pursue my PhD in a successfully way. So successfully means like publishing multiple manuscripts along with the book chapter, and also attending some of the conferences and shaping my knowledge and finding a position, securing position after my graduation. Those are the things I have accomplished after my graduation. But still we can improve. I'm still working on my improvements. So during my postdoc, because it's going to be a more rapid growth and also more independent research work during my postdoctoral experience here at JSNN.
Thank you, Gayani. I'm hoping that answered the question. So other questions? Again, please raise your hand, or Jacob.
Hi, Gayani. So I was kind of wondering, when you're going through your PhD and even now your postdoc, how did your project kind of form? Like, did you end up just having a project that your advisor kind of gave you to do, or was it something that you kind of made into your own thing?
Do you mean in the PhD or postdoc?
Kind of both.
Okay, in here, so in my experience, so I was having a PhD, the dissertation title from my advisor, even for the postdoc. So because so talking about the graduate PhD studies, so I was investigating citizenship control, investigating the guiding principles such as crystal growth mechanism and kinetics to do citizenship controlled anisotropic transition metal hydroxide oxide nanowires. So in that way, this is my advisor was given this one, but I was developing the task goals, those things. And in my postdoc, actually, because this is coming from the STEP Center, so so in that way, Dino Bea and the team already has developed the themes and the topics which we are working, but I had a flexibility to choose in my PhD and also the postdoc, like what is most of the comfortable zone for me. We had the flexibility all the time to drive towards the more comfortable zone. So because it's going to be your topic is going to be a more broader, but you can narrow it down by according to like you can talk with your advisor and also with the the most available instruments, and also, you are going to address some of the burning solution, or like you want to contribute something significant to your research community. So in that way, you can make it narrow down. You can narrow down it into a comfortable zone, I guess.
Great, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Again, we're open for questions. You're welcome to ask it, or you can type it. Yeah. I will take this moment to thank Gayani for agreeing to speak with us today and be recorded. Thank you again, Gayani.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Gayani.
Thank you, Dr. He.
I guess while we're waiting, I'll ask kind of a question. So your postdoc is with STEPS, which is, as you said, is a center, not necessarily a agency or just one academic kind of principal investigator. Can you talk about kind of balancing that experience? Because it sounds like you're dealing with multiple PIs, multiple institutions, um, which is sort of, from what I know about postdocs, kind of a unique experience.
Yes, of course. So it's an NSF-funded project by partnering with 8 institutions. So I have a local advisor who is Dean Obare, and also I have project advisors. So I'm working for 2 projects. For one of the thing is anaerobic wastewater treatment, and the other one is developing sensors. So in that way, actually balancing time, and also not only I'm a postdoctoral fellow, as well as I'm working for CENIC and taking care of the transmission electron microscope here, and doing imaging and facilitating training. Those things I'm doing. So so it's kind of like I have more broad work here as a research work, and also meetings with other projects, other group members in other universities, and also I am working with the instrumentation as well. So the kind of like actually the things actually I was doing. I trained in my PhD time was really helpful to do more time management. Actually, I think that's what I'm trying to do all the time. Doing writing, and also attending those meetings, conferences, and also the training. Those things I'm trying to do. But I think I have a plan all the time, because I'm looking always the timetable, and then I'm planning the day all the time prior to before a week I'm going to plan my whole week, and then I'm always targeting my deadlines. That's one of the thing I'm always trying to do. And I think kind of like working effectively and using my time effectively to do something. Maybe sometimes I'm really busy and I don't have time to spend time on the hallways, but um, during my time in the JSNN, I'm trying to more using instrumentation and doing those things. And I'm going back home and doing all the writing and taking care of the other things. So kind of like the balance in between the work I'm doing is, but I'm enjoying. It's fun and exciting.
All right. Thank you, Gayani. Yeah, so we've got almost 11:50. We'll try to wait a minute or two for other questions. If we don't, we'll end a little bit soon and give Gayani back some, maybe 9-10 minutes of her time for today. All right. Well, Gayani, thank you again for being our speaker. And hope you and everyone has a great weekend. And that's it, everyone. So thank everyone for coming. And yeah.
Thank
Great
you,
weekend.
everyone. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone, coming today.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
Thank you.